Howdy do, friends. It's Amy here for the weekly recap. It's the end-ish of a week. I'm recording this on Friday afternoon. I can tell you, peek behind the scenes, what I've been up to, what's out with the show, what's coming, all things like that. Fun, fun. This is the third one I've done of these, finding my rhythm. People are beginning to watch them. That's fun. So let's do this. All right. So one thing that's super fun that happened this week is that, yeah. So this week, let's say this week, is that I got some sort of hilarious feedback from somebody who's a potential guest. And I always tell people who I'm working with, but they don't know me when they do this. So this person had no way to see this. I actually have very thick skin. It's one of the things that allows me to do this is that I don't take things super personally when people say things that might be taken out of context. Anyway, and when you apply to be on the show, if you want to be a guest on the show, there's a form. You can pitch me your topic. I get a lot of pitches. I love it. I take about 1 out of 10 people who apply to be a speaker for a lot of different criteria. And one of the things I ask people to do when they want to be on the show is I ask them to go and listen to an episode so that they know like what I'm doing, so they don't not just speaking into the ether. And one of the ways that I try and check that they're going to do this, I ask them to share which of the episodes that they listen to. It's not a perfect system, but it's what I do. And the feedback I got was, and I'm going to read it to you so that I don't get it wrong. It says, "Well, I started to listen to one, but the guest really wasn't very compelling. You were, sorry." Then I switched to another one, and that one she says kind things about. And so, I could have taken that personally that I had put out an interview where the guest wasn't super compelling. But on the truth, there are some people that I interview who are not as compelling or may not be, but I'm not actually the judge. So I laughed when I read that and I enjoyed it and I appreciated the feedback that the person gave me. I think it's delightful. So that's that. What have I been up to this week? All right. Well, there are 4 interviews that went live this week. I'll tell you about them in a second. So they're out, really, really good. And I recorded 6 new interviews that'll be out. You'll get to listen to in September. So that is super, super fun. One of the things that happened, actually happened last week, but I had to deal with it this week, is that after 130 episodes, I finally made a mistake where I did not turn on a microphone or didn't check my settings. I had to reschedule an interview. Totally, totally my fault. So behind the scenes, I do make mistakes. I'm not perfect. All right. What shows went live this week? Kerry Kamarov, which is spelled with K's. And let me tell you, all of my AI assistants who helped me edit, they really wanted to spell her name in a different way. So we talk about her making a change to her life. Like, so she had a job that she loved and thought she would do forever. And she discovered that it didn't fit into her life once she had a family and she made some changes. So that is a story that is worth listening to. And then a unique thing in the land of the art of imperfect adulting. The next 2 episodes are both guys. There aren't a ton of guys that are guests on the show. Why is that? Well, probably because I'm not a guy and the audience is predominantly not guys, but these are 2 guys. And I love the like sort of wackadoodleness that 2 guys went back to back in a row. Like very few guests are guys and 2 end up in a row. Anyway, both wonderful stories. Ray Martin, he is an author of a book called Life Without a Tie. And he tells the story about how he took a sabbatical and that turned into, I think, he took a 6-month sabbatical. That was planned. That turned into a 14-year journey of self exploration on the road. Life Without a Tie. Ray Martin, thanks for being a guest. It's a good story. You should totally hear it. The next one is Ted Neill. I have to focus when I say his name because I want it to be Ted O'Neill. Don't know why that is, but his name is Ted Neill. So Ted Neill had a career in public health, right? And so he talks about what that is. That's a pretty serious job. And then he talks about how he transitioned to being an author. It's a really, really nice story, including I'm super curious about what he did in public health because it's not a thing that I know about. He's a really smart and nice guy. You'll enjoy that story. He does good things. And all of that is fun. And then the episode, this one dropped today, Friday, and then there's not anything until Tuesday, which truthfully, is a mistake of mine in the calendar. Just gonna admit it. Normally there would be an episode on Saturday, but I made a whoopsie and I'm just living with it. So Maureen Pound went live today, and her story is fantastic. So with as much time as I spend on social media and putting content out there, there's a piece of the story that's hilarious because I'm not sure how much of this I can say before I get tagged by like the gremlins that are looking for things online. So Maureen tells the story of her family planning and how she built her family intentionally. How she became a mother intentionally is really the story. And then we talk about being a single parent. And then we talk about Maureen going into the dating world because as a single parent, once her kid got to be a certain age, she wanted to get back out there. It's a really, really good story. I'm not going to spoiler it because it's worth listening to. It's super fun. How she announced it and went through it. Really, really good. And then she wrote a book, and the name of the book is How to Get Laid on Tinder. And I was putting this together to like promote this on social media and to say it here. And every time I get there, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to trip something somewhere. So far, it hasn't. I haven't been penalized or pulled in any of the places for putting this out there, but I did wonder, and it cracks me up because I'm like, I feel like I should know this with as much time as I feel like I should have a list of words to avoid or to, some sort of guideline, but I don't. I just wing it. So that is my weekly recap in review. If you've missed any of these interviews and these episodes, I encourage you to check them out. If you are on the email list for the Art of Imperfect Adulting, which is a great place to be, I send you a weekly recap as a newsletter. It has links, summaries, special offers, all those things. It's a great place to be. It's Friday afternoon for me. I had a very early start this morning. I am going to begin to wind down my day and head into the weekend. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks for watching.